Good morning and welcome to my first ever 40-year-old man yoga. As I'm making my way up this rock here in Wadi Rum, Jordan, just wanted to give you a little idea of what this yoga is all about. So this is more meant for us older people who might not be as flexible as some of the younger, maybe young females you see on YouTube doing yoga. But it will be a good yoga. You will be able to do some nice stretches and also some strengthening exercises. So it's not just a stretch, you're also going to wake up all your muscles in your body. And I really hope you like it and enjoy the yoga, enjoy the scenery. And I hope you come back for another one of these videos. All right, friends, let's stand at the back of your mat there. Put your hands on your hips. Just look up at the sky. Put your head back. Do a little bit of a stretch there. Shoulders open. Let's start to roll out your shoulders a little bit. Just bring a little bit of movement in there. Get them ready. Bring your hands in prayer position. And then interlace your fingers. And then point the palms of your hands out. And just stretch out that back, those arms. Feels so good. Go ahead, rotate hands, fingers facing out. And then bring the arms all the way up again. Stretch it out. Take your time with that. Take your time. Now, go ahead and flip those hands up, palms towards the sky. And then have a look up at those hands. Get a little stretch there. Slight back bend. Alright, let's let those arms come back down to your sides. Let's do one more. Reach back up, hands to the sky in prayer. And then let's fall on forward to our first forward bend. Taking a bit of a ragdoll here. Fold your arms. Just let your body melt forward. Now, if you're like me, you're not going to have a full forward bend here. You're going to want to keep your knees a little bit bent just to make sure that you're bending from the hips and you're not bending from the back. I've had years of back problems, and the last thing I want to do is be putting any pressure on my lower back. It doesn't look great, but if you get down in that ragdoll position there, arms folded, feels great. Alright, go ahead, straighten the legs, look up halfway, and then just bend back down a little bit, down into that forward bend, and then look up again, halfway, straighten those legs, melt down just a little bit further. Now slowly, keeping your belly firm, roll on up to standing and then bring those arms straight up to the sky, hands in the air, into prayer. Look up at the hands and then bring them on down, bringing your body back down into that forward fold. Your hands on the floor this time, and just walk them forward all the way to the top of the mat and then down into a tabletop position and straight into that child's pose. We're going to take a little bit of time here in this child's pose. It's one of my favorite stretches in the morning. Stretch out that lower back, stretch out those shoulders. You can have your knees out a bit or in, it's up to you. I usually like to have them out. Just hang out in that child's pose for a little bit. Okay. ahead and move yourself forward up into that tabletop position. And you can wiggle out your hips a little bit. And then let's do a cat-cow. So just arch your back up. And then just come on back down into that cow. Let's do some more. Arch it up. And bring it on back down to that cow. And then bring it back up. Bring it down. I like to wiggle it out sometimes. Feels good. Alright, let's come into that tabletop. And then let's do the puppy pose. So you're just going to keep those knees on the ground there, bum up in the air, and then just start sliding your hands forward. And I aim to get my forehead on the ground. More flexible people can actually have their chin on the ground. So keeping your hands forward, bring those elbows down, and let's just come straight into a Sphinx pose. Just doing a little back bend there to warm us up. We'll be doing a lot more of these back bends later on, doing a lot of upward facing dogs. So let's just take a little time here, stretch it out. This is really good if you have any sort of back issues. Okay, go ahead and flip your feet up so toes are on the ground. And then slowly kind of come into a tabletop. And then roll into that first downward facing dog. First downward facing dog is always kind of the more stiffer one, so we're going to take a lot of time in this first downward dog. The goal is to get your heels on the ground with your legs straight. This is something that I am far from doing. My heels have always been far away from the ground, and that's okay. I even need a little bit of a bend in my knees with this pose, and that's fine too. The goal is just to get a good stretch in those shoulders and back of the legs. Okay, let's come forward in the plank and just step both those feet forward to the top of the mat. Come up halfway and then fold back down into that forward bend. And then come on up. Bring those hands all the way up to the sky. Look at the hands. Do a tiny back bend there. And then bring those hands all the way back down to that forward fold. Halfway up. Down again. Put those hands on the mat. Left foot, then right foot steps back into a plank. Knees down. And then just move yourself up into your first upward facing dog. I like to do the knees on the ground first. It helps my elbows get a little bit adjusted in the morning. Come on into that downward facing dog. Stretch it out a little bit. And then step forward with your left foot, right foot. Come up halfway, bend down again, and then come all the way up, standing up, hands all the way up. Have a peek at those hands, and bring them all the way back down to your chest, and down to your side. Let's do that again. One more stretch all the way up. Look at the hands, bring them down, fold all the way down to your forward fold. Halfway up, look straight, come back down, your hands on the mat, one foot then the other back to plank. Let's do a full chaturanga upward facing dog here. I like to hang out a couple seconds at upward facing dog and then just transition right into that downward facing dog. Step your feet in a little bit if you want to try and get those heels down a little bit farther. And then go ahead and do a walk or hop up to the front of the mat. Come up halfway, fold in again, and come up halfway again, fold down, come all the way up, bringing those arms all the way up again. Have a peek at those hands as they come into prayer, and bring it down to your chest. Let's do that again. Reach it up. Have a look at those hands. Bring them on down. And one more time. Bring those arms up to the sky. Look at those hands. And then bring it on down to your forward fold. And for a little bit, halfway up. Forward fold. Hands to the ground, into plank. And let's do a full chaturanga into your upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Hang out a couple seconds there. Let's enjoy that. And lift your left foot up to the sky. And then do a little bend in your knee and try to rotate that left hip so that it's kind of facing more towards the sky. You want to try and have your hips a little bit facing to the side there. Do a little rotation, feels really good. And then bring that left leg all the way up to the front into a high lunge with hands on the ground. Hang out there for a little bit, enjoy that stretch, and then bring those arms all the way up to the sky. Having those arms just reaching to the sky as you have that full, perfect high lunge there. Go ahead and rotate that back foot down into your warrior two. Arms out. Have a look down, make sure that your front knee is at a 90-degree angle, your body's nice and straight, and then have a look over that left arm. And just bring it into peaceful warrior, bringing that right arm down, right hand down to the right leg, look up at that left hand. Get a nice stretch in that side body there. Then go ahead and take that left elbow and bring it down to that left knee. Rest it there. And then bring that right arm up, stretching it out so there's a nice straight line from your fingertips all the way down to your foot. You can look up at the sky or stare straight ahead. Okay, let's come on up. Bring hands into warrior two and then face forward. Hands out, and then go ahead and bring them right up to the sky in that high lunge, and then down to the ground. Come back into plank, and let's do a chaturanga here. Upward facing dog. Give it a couple seconds, and then just transition right into that downward facing dog. And again, enjoy it for a couple of seconds. And bring that right foot up to the sky. And then when you're ready, start to bend that knee. And just rotate those hips out. Rotate that right hip up to the sky. Get a nice stretch there, and then bring that knee all the way forward. Bring that leg up into your high lunge, hands on the ground. Just enjoy that stretch for a little bit with the hands on the ground. Gather your balance and strength before we move on to the high lunge. Bringing your hands up to the air, pointing straight up, getting a nice stretch there for a while. Just feeling the strength in your legs. And then turn out to that warrior two. Look at your alignment. And then look look out at that right hand. When you're ready, come back to that peaceful warrior. Left hand down onto left thigh, right arm all the way up and bending backwards. Getting that nice stretch in the side body there. And have a look up at your hand to just give a little extra stretch. Okay, bring that right elbow to your right knee, rest it there, then reach your left arm forward, creating that straight line from your fingers to your foot. Come on up to that warrior 2 position, keeping those arms out. Turn back to your high lunge, hands up to the sky, coming together, and then back down to the ground. Step back to plank, do that chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Perfect. Give it a couple seconds there. Slowly come down to our knees. Take your left hand and reach it up to the sky, little stretch, and then let's do our thread the needle. So bring that hand right through and try and get that left shoulder on the ground while you reach that right hand forward on your mat. Go down as far as you can. Again, for me, I can just about get my forehead on the ground, but others, they can lay down a bit more than this. Okay, come on up, bring that hand up into table, reach that right hand up, have a look at it real quick, and then go ahead and bring that right through, dropping that right shoulder to the ground, reaching that left hand forward. Getting a nice little stretch in the shoulders there. And once you're ready, bring yourself back up into the table. And down into downward facing dog. Lift that left leg up. And once that leg's up, bend the knee and start rotating that left hip over to the right and kind of falling into that wild thing. Try to arch your back and reach that left hand up and out as best as you can. Okay, let's come out of that wild thing back up into that one-legged downward facing dog, left leg up in the air, and then bring that knee all the way over to your left hand. And let's come down for a runner's stretch. So knee will be near left hand at first, and your foot will be forward or back depending on how flexible you are. And then just reach those hands forward as much as you can. Bend forward as much as you can without bending too much that you're causing compression. You want to kind of reach out, stretch into it, and find that edge. Go ahead and bring yourself back up, back into plank. Do a little chaturanga there, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and then bring that right leg up to the sky. Put a bend in that knee. start rotating that right hip out towards that left side and just let it fall on over to that wild thing. Bring that right hand up as far as you can. If you can, reach it back further. You can reach it towards the top of your mat if you can. Just get a nice stretch in the whole body there. And bring that foot back up to your one-legged downward facing dog, and then bring that right knee right next to the right hand for that runner stretch on the right side there. I can usually only get my elbows down to the ground, but if you're more flexible, you can reach those hands out and you can fold completely down over that knee, having your ankle more towards your chest if you're more flexible. Mine is towards my hip. Come on up into plank. When you have a nice firm plank, prepare yourself to roll into right side plank. Take your time here, make sure you have your balance. And if you can bring that left foot up to the right knee for that tree. Or you can extend into a star. Some people can bring that leg a lot higher up and it actually looks like a star. Mine looks more like a pair of scissors, but that's alright. Bring it back down into plank. Let's do a chaturanga here. Upward facing dog. And down to downward facing dog. Come into plank. And then roll over to that left side, into that left side plank with that right arm reaching up to the sky. Bring that right foot up to the left knee into that tree position if you can. And if you want to take it a bit further, get those legs all the way open, that right foot up to the sky as far as you can. You'll feel that a lot in your hips. If you're on a slope like me, it's going to be really tough to hold your balance here. I'm doing the best I can, so I'm going to come on down into plank again. Do another chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Alright. Worked hard here, so let's just give ourselves a couple seconds in this downward facing dog. Feeling that nice stretch. And then bring your knees down and let's do another child's pose here. Walk your hands on back, sit your bum back as far as it'll go. Enjoy that child's pose. Go ahead and sit up with your bum still down. Bring your hands to your knees. And we're gonna go ahead and pick that bum up into a kneeling position. Get ourselves ready for camel pose. Stretching ourselves, making ourselves long, putting those hands in the back of the hips, adjusting your shirt if you need to. And start to slowly fold back. Fold back. If you can fold back far enough that you can find your heels with your hands. You can try and push those hips forward. Do your back bend as much as you can. Do that full camel stretch there. A fitting pose for being in the middle of the desert in the Middle East. Just enjoy that back bend there. When you're feeling ready, move your hands back up to your hips, and with good abdominal control, firm abdomen, bring yourself back up into a kneeling position, and then go ahead and sit back down onto your legs there. Bring your hands to your heels. And you can walk your hands forward when you're ready into a table pose. And then slowly bring yourself up into plank. And let's do another chaturanga here. And upward facing dog. A little bit of a stretch there, and then bring it on back to downward facing dog. Ready, go ahead and either walk or hop forward. Come up halfway, and then fold down into your forward bend. And then slowly come up with a firm abdomen. Bring your hands to the sky. Look up at them a little bit, and bring them on down. Step that left foot back about midway your mat, and then bring that right hand down to your shin or down to the floor if you can, and then bring that left hand up into a triangle pose. Trying to have a straight line from the tip of your right hand to the tip of your left hand there, looking up towards that left hand. Just enjoying that stretch for a little bit. Go ahead and come forward into a airplane position, and then bring that left hand down to the right shin, with that right hand going up to the sky in that reverse triangle. Again, trying to align the left hand with the right hand in a straight line. For me, that's impossible, but give it a shot. Can now bring yourself into that airplane position, and then we're gonna step that left foot up in the air, holding a warrior 3 here with our arms out. This does require a lot of balance. I'm on a slope here, so it's even harder, but just do your best to focus on a point in front of you to try and maintain that balance. You come out, you can swear a little bit like I did, and then just come back up and try and get back into that balance. Okay, so put that right hand in front of your right foot, and then bring that left hand all the way up to the sky for that half moon. Keep your gaze down, and then bring that left hand down, and that left knee into your chest, and then down. Come up halfway, and then do a forward fold, and then come all the way up. Hands to the sky, and then let's go ahead and step that right foot back. Let that left hand just slide on down to that left shin. Bring that right arm up for that triangle pose. Look up at your hand for a better stretch. Just feel your body stretching. Stretching that right arm up as far as it'll possibly go. Feeling like you're being pulled up by that hand. Then let's go ahead and bring those arms into an airplane position, coming forward, chest over that left knee. And we'll just hang out here for a couple of seconds, getting our balance, making sure we're nice and grounded before we bring that right hand down to the left shin and that left hand up to the sky. Now, some of us have a big difference one side of our body to the other, and as you can tell here, my left arm will not go up. This is max. Just do what you can here. Bring yourself back into that airplane position there. Get ready for that warrior 3 with the arms out. Trying to have a straight line from your head to your foot. Do the best you can while maintaining that balance. Ready, go ahead and let that right foot come down into your high lunge. Bring those hands up to the sky, and let's step forward. Standing upright, let's bring those hands up to the sky, have a look at them, and then fold on down. Come up halfway, look up. Pull forward, bring your hands to the mat, feet back. Let's do a chaturanga, huh? Upward facing dog. Hold. And downward facing dog. Hold for a few seconds. And we're gonna start our core exercises just to give us a little strength. So let's come into plank. And what we're gonna do here, we're going to bring your left knee to your left elbow and then right knee to right elbow. Go at your own pace here. And let's just do this for a few reps here. Left knee, left elbow, right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow, right knee, right elbow. Keep going, guys. This is a great love handle exercise right here. Up, keep going, keep pushing, and let's come on down and do a chaturanga. Upward facing dog, hold, and bring it on back to your downward facing dog. Gonna do a little bit more work on those love handles, so let's go ahead and come forward into that plank and then right to your right side plank and start doing some hip dips. Again, do it at your own pace, best you can. Let's knock out a few of these. From the plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, hold, downward facing dog, and then come forward into that plank and then to your left side plank for those hip dips on the left side. Start dipping them down. Dip, dip, dip. Feel it. Came here to do a little bit of work today, guys. Dipping. Stop. Go ahead and come back to plank. Let's do another chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And go ahead and hop forward or just kind of crawl forward into cross leg position and then bring yourself up into a boat position with your knees bent, feet in the air. If you can do a full canoe, go for it. I'm having a hell of a time trying to do this on the slope, doing the canoe, so I'm gonna do somewhere between a boat and a canoe. Do what you can. Challenge yourself here. Hold this position. A few seconds. Nice core exercise. Alright, go ahead and bring those feet down. Let's do a reverse plank. So put your hands down with your fingers pointing towards your feet. And then bring those hips up in the air as far as you can. Aiming to get a little bit of a bend there. Alright, let's bring that bum down. Gonna do a little twist here. Bring those knees in, just hug them for a little bit here. And then bring that left leg straight and then that left arm around that right knee and just twist, hugging that knee. And then see if you can bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, just for a little extra twist with that right arm behind you, pushing up, keeping your back straight, and just doing a twist. Don't twist too much here, just find that edge, hang out with it. Alright, untwist, bring both your knees in again, and bring your right leg straight, hug your left knee with your right arm, and then get that right elbow on the outside of that left knee. Twist. Try to keep your upper body straight up as you're doing the twist. Don't want to be tweaking any backs here. Alright, come on out of the twist. Bring both your knees in. And then go ahead and just lay on down. And let's just rotate the hips in and out right now. This feels really nice in your hips after all these exercises. So just rotate it out to in, out to in, and then go ahead and reverse that. Just do that in to out rotation there. And then let's come into one of my favorite poses, the happy baby. Grab onto your ankles or the outside of your feet, keeping a bend in your knees. Stretch. Okay, come on out of that. Bring your left leg straight. Cross your right knee over that left leg and bring that right arm out to the opposite side, to your right side. Get a nice little stretch there. Aiming to have that right arm touch the ground, but again, if you're a bit tight like me, it's not gonna happen. That's all right. Up, bring that right knee in, hug it in for a little bit, and then let it go straight. Bring that left knee in, give a little hug into your chest, and then cross it on over to your right side there. Bringing that left arm over to the left side. Aiming to have the knee touch the ground on your right side, and your arm touching the ground on your left side. I obviously can't do that, so don't feel bad if you can't. Alright, come on up, hug that knee in again. Let it go straight. And let's come on into that corpse pose with your hands open to the sky. Letting your feet kind of just rotate out, relaxed. This is the time to relax every single muscle in your body. So I like to start thinking about relaxing the muscles in my face, making sure that there's no tone in those facial muscles. And my neck, making sure I'm not putting any effort into those muscles. They're just completely relaxed. Shoulders, a big one, tend to retain a lot of that kind of tightness, so just let them go. Everything's let go. I like to think of myself as just this lump of flesh that's just laying there on the ground. No control of this body whatsoever. Try to relax your mind as much as possible. There's always going to be things to distract you. There's going to be noises. You're going to have flies flying around you like you hear. Try to ignore it. Be aware that these thoughts, these distractions, they come in your mind, but just let them go like they're a cloud in the sky. Relax that mind as much as possible. This is your time to just relax, not think about anything in the world, not have a care in the world. Let your body go, let your mind go. Just be dead for a little bit there. Go ahead and just start bringing a little bit of awareness back into your body. We're going to come out of this pose. We're not going to stay here all day. Start by opening your eyes and then bring your left arm to your belly. Roll over to your right side. Just slowly pick yourself back up. Come into a seated position, legs crossed. Just feel relaxed, hands on your knees. And we're going to do one last stretch. Just bring those arms up into prayer, down to your chest. And that's it. That's all the yoga I got for you. Masalama, peace in the Middle East. I'll see you next time.